In this video, we're going to talk about basic rules when we want to plug infinity. We said that plugging infinity is something that's impossible because infinity doesn't exist. But one of the main things to find limits, or one of the best ways to find limits, is to plug intuitively an infinity. What does it mean? We have to remember the following things. If we have, let's say, lim of n approaches infinity of any number divided by n, it will always equals to 0. It's a rule that we will use. We can use this on the exams also, because every finite number divided by infinity equals 0. You can ask yourself how many times a very big number enters a small number. It's the meaning of division. The answer will be 0. It also doesn't matter in what power the n is. n in any power, in the 2, n in power 3, power 4, doesn't matter, it always will reaches 0. So let's say a divided by n over k, while k is positive, it will always be equal to 0. These are our rules. We can use them and learn them by heart. Another example is limit of when n approaches infinity of n divided by finite number. Pay attention that a cannot be equal to 0 because we can divide by 0, it's undefined. Always will be infinity. So let's for example, if I take this series, this sequence, a n equals n divided by 5, and I'm asking you what is the limit when n reaches infinity of n divided by 5. The answer will be infinity, because this is the rule. I can use this rule. I don't have to prove this at this point. I can use this whenever I need to use it. Let's take a look at another rule. Limit. I change the color. It's kind of annoying, this red color. Limit of n reaches infinity of n plus, I know something, let's say it, expression with n. No, it's not correct way to say it. N plus n. If I plug theoretically infinity, it will be infinity plus infinity. Of course, it will equals infinity, because big number plus very big number always will be infinity. For example, if I take this sequence n plus 5n, and I want to find the limit of a n while n approaches infinity, the answer will be n plus 5n infinity plus 5 times infinity. 5 times infinity, of course, it's infinity. Then it will be equals infinity plus infinity. This will give us an infinity. You can use it intuitively. Small, big, huge number plus huge number always will be a huge number. It can become a small number. This thing like here can bring us to another law of multiplication, multiple, and infinity. Lim of n reaches infinity of any number multiple n will be equals this thing. If a equals 0, the limit will be 0. We won't see this too much when we talk about sequences. When we'll talk about functions, this row can be appear. What happened when a is 0 will multiply 0 by infinity? This can happen. In sequences, it's rare condition. If a is a negative number, then we will reach infinity. For example, if we take 5 times 1 divided, we will get this thing, like 5 times n. As we see it before, 5 times infinity will equal infinity. If a is a negative number, like minus 5 times n, it will reach minus infinity. It's like minus 5 when n equals to minus 2, minus 15, and go on. The most famous thing we will see here is this one. Let me just mark it. We will see this one. This will be the most common case we will see. Let's take a look at another example. Limit of any n in the power of k equals infinity. We're talking about k that bigger than 0. Let's look what happens if k will be less than 0. Let's take a sequence an equals 5 in the power of minus 2. Sorry, n in the power of minus 2. We can use algebraic thing and write n in the power of minus 2 is like we inverting the numerator and denominator. We can write here 1 and then we invert them and we can write 1 divided by n in a positive form of minus 2, it's 2. And we know that if we have a small number divided by n in any positive power, we will always get 0. We used this rule number 2. 1 divided by n squared always equals 0. These are the main things that I want you to remember, but please pay attention. We will see them in the future exercises. There are some undefined conditions that we can't know exactly what limit is. We will see them in the next video, sorry. Like if you say, let's say you got a situation infinity divided by infinity, or you got infinity minus infinity. Things like this, we will also have another undefined conditions, but at this point, when we're talking about sequences, this is the main thing we will see. So if you see infinity divided by infinity, it's not always must have to be 1. We will see this in the next videos. So I want you to remember these 5 rules, and we will use them every time we do limits.